Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, Cinnamon Sugar. Don't come for me. I'm in the middle of trying to get my hair together so that it can look somewhat presentable. I was summoned at the last moment, and my presence is requested at a little gathering with some coworkers and a couple of former coworkers that I haven't seen in I don't know how long. And just for reference, some of y'all who've been around for a while, when I give y'all updates on things going on at work, remember when I got hurt? The same person who got hurt the same day I got hurt, where she hurt her finger and I hurt my hand. Meeting up with her, she's the one who reached out to me. She is so sweet, y'all. I cannot wait to tell y'all how this go. Hopefully, it's gonna be amazing. Hopefully, the side heifer won't be there. She said it's gonna be a small gathering, and it's working out because a lot of us are like all of us are off this weekend. So like that's something that pretty much almost never happens. So that's why it got planned this way. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm at a point in my life now, y'all excuse me, I ended up dropping some of the product on me. I'm at a point now where if a situation like this happens and it's somebody like her who's inviting me out, she tells me the day and the time. If she tells me early enough, like she did today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take me a good nap. I'm gonna go out for a couple hours and come back home and try to go to sleep. And like tomorrow is a day that I would have had to go to work, which means today I'm supposed to prepare myself, go to sleep, and get up so I can be at work on time. I'm still gonna go. Like I'm tired of having to tell everybody, no, I can't come out because I gotta work. Like, no, like people I haven't seen in forever, and I get upset. It makes me sad when I see stuff on people's timelines and on Instagram and everywhere like that because they've all met up. And you know what I'm saying? I can't. I don't like that. So I'm gonna be doing the things that I need to do. I'm gonna do things that make me happy. And stuff like that actually makes me happy. It really makes me happy because these were people who have been very genuine, who have never changed up, ain't never switch up, ain't never came at me sideways, ain't never tried me. So it's like, if it's a situation like that, I'm trying to be here for it. I'm trying to be in the building. So anyway, y'all, right now I'm just waiting on the place. I already know the time. Like everybody has already said that the time is fine. She is going to choose the place, and I'm just like, okay, whatever you choose, cool. That's cool with me. I don't really care. I'm just excited to see her because she is so sweet. Anyway, y'all, let me go ahead and get into telling y'all about what has been going on this week. So my work week started on Tuesday. Had to pull a 12-hour shift on Tuesday. Had to pull a 12-hour shift on Wednesday. The only reason why I didn't have to pull a 12-hour shift on Thursday is because we literally came into the building to shut it completely down. So that means we were only there 3.5, 4 hours. And I was thankful for that. In all honesty, I really should have started on my hair then, but part of me was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel. Because today we had to come in early and do some training, and we had to do some safety training and all this other stuff. I didn't know how I was going to feel, so I was like, nah. Y'all, my hair is so gray, it makes no sense. Like, this isn't product, this is gray. It's so sad. Like, I'm legit thinking of the next time I do braids, not this month. The next time I do braids, I might actually start getting that gray hair. I ain't gonna lie, it is what it is. I'm gonna just start getting the gray hair because, like with this time, I'm gonna be leaving my edges out. I'm gonna have edges. Like my friend just told me that she took her hair down because she was losing some of her edges and all that stuff. Like I'm able to, incorporate it in a way where it's not, damaging because I'm putting so much of it in to my braids and all that stuff that I don't have no problems with it. But yeah, like look, that's all me, gray. And I mean, I've been gray. I've been graying since I was 11, so it's cool. But anyway, y'all. Yeah. So anyway, today, today we had one meeting. What? An hour and a half before the official meeting and the official training. The training was 4 hours. The meeting was an hour and a half. So whatever, child. So anyway, I'm just looking like, man, this could have, like, in all honesty, to me, that meeting could have been a text message, and the training could have been an email. Just saying, like, these were all things. And I mean, I understand we have things. I mean, a lot of times we got to have these trainings to remind people of things. There are new people who are in the building now, and they have to be exposed to these trainings. So part of me is like, why don't y'all have these with the people who ain't never had it before? But like I said, a lot of the time, this is crap that could have just easily been in an email. I'd be so tired. So whatever. Part of the second part of everything that happened, which was the training, the best part of it, which is sad to say, was this game they played. They did this game, and they had it where they had something on the screen that if you wanted to participate, you can scan the screen, the projector screen with your phone, your phone's camera, and log in. And you create your own nickname. Y'all, when I tell you, I started looking at the nicknames. I said, ooh, some people in here finna get fired with some of these names. And some of the stuff was funny. Some of the stuff was kind of vulgar. And you could tell they were being nasty. Some of the people were it was just hilarious. So like one of the people, they put up their name as Moist One, Super Soaker, Southwest T, which y'all know that's a BMF reference. I was hollering. I said, "No, who?" Because at first I wasn't like inquiring about who was the people who were naming themselves these things, giving themselves these nicknames. But after they said, "No, who said they Southwest T? Who's Southwest Terry up in here? I need to know." Because I don't know nobody here whose name is Terry. And I feel like they said Southwest T and just the letter T instead of T-E-E because their name starts with a T. But I don't know if that's the married man because that's his name. His name starts with a T. I don't know. But I started laughing. I don't think he watched that show, so I think I'm pretty safe. So whatever. So anyway, it was hilarious. But this is the gotcha. So they had 3 different rounds. And it basically went through a series of questions that were safety questions, where you answered true or false, or you picked multiple responses that corresponded. And the faster you respond with the right answers means that you get more points. Well, since I couldn't get in on the first round because for some reason my phone wasn't doing it, I don't know what that was about. It was so random because they have stuff like that set up all around my job. And I'll be like, oh, well, let me see what it's hitting for. And I'm like on my way to break. So I'm like, oh, let me see what this is. And I'll do it. And like before I walk out the door, it's up. And I'm looking at what it is. So I was like, oh, well, y'all tell me why old boy that I told y'all about, who is basically T-Pain without locks or the money. He turned around and he was like, do you want to do this for me? I was like, sure. So he handed me his phone, turned back around, started doing something else. He didn't have his phone on him or nothing no more, right? So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you know how most people, they would have been turning around the whole time trying to make sure you ain't going in their phone and all this other stuff. He ain't even turn around once. Not once. He didn't turn around. But I brought him from the bottom all the way almost up to the top. But they had so many responses that by the time he turned around and asked me if I wanted to play on his behalf, and I said yes, it was too far gone. I wouldn't have been able to bring him up to the top 3. I wanted to at least get him up to the top 5. So, y'all, the second round happened. So I was like, something told me to try again with my phone. Because I was like, I do this literally all the time. Like one day when I first paid attention to one of those situations, I scanned my phone, like I put my camera up and it just did it. I don't have an iPhone. So I didn't even know Android phones could do that. Like I've never had any instance where that was something that I was going to do. Like I just never did it. And so I was like, oh, I didn't even know this phone could do that. I just randomly put it up and it did it. Y'all, it worked that time. So I was like, okay. So he turned around thinking I'm about to, help him out because I told him what ranking he was at because I had got him to, like at one point in time, he was in the top 5. I said, all right, I'm going to try to get you in the top 5, not knowing I really was getting him in the top 5. The top 3 would be shown on the screen at the end of everything, right? So I logged in with mine. He was like, oh man, I want you to do mine. Again, I was like, I'm sorry. They actually let me in this time. I don't know what was going on before, but now I'm actually able to play. So he was like, all right. So he logged in again. He played a little bit, and I played. So the second time, y'all, I could have been number one. Everybody who was number one, who won the whole game, they got a prize every time. So the first two times that they played, the same person won. He changed his name both times. So everybody was like, what is that person? Who? Reveal yourself. Who is it? Who is it? So when he stood up a second time and started walking, they were like, I know not. When I tell you, I don't even know who this dude is. I feel like he's new and he's been working, like doing the same type of job that the Merry Man do. That's what it's got to be, because that's what somebody said. They said, I think that's what he do, because I ain't never seen him before. I literally had never seen him before. But he apparently work on my shift, so that's the only thing that makes sense. So I'm like, I don't know who he is. But okay, he done set it off, so he got what he got. Cool. Y'all, the last go round, I was in the top 3. I came in at 3rd. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and the only reason why I came in 3rd is because I hesitated. And the one time I shouldn't have hesitated and second guessed myself. I did. And I really sat there and it hurt me in the end, because I got all of them right. And I really could have jumped to number 1. Because I was number 5, and if I wouldn't have hesitated, because I saw what their points were versus mine, I would have been number 1. So I was like, you know what? That was cool. That was actually fun. But again, like I said, it could have been a text message and it could have been an email. We did not need to be in that building. I wouldn't have been upset if I didn't get a check for today. I really don't. I just don't care. I want to be at the house. I could have been at the house doing my hair. That's what I could have been doing. So anyway, y'all. So now I gotta go back and tell y'all what happened Monday. To make a long story short, I was winding down, about to try to go to sleep sooner than later, when a text message came through. For whatever reason, I think I might have been finishing up a show or something. I did not check the message right away, but I knew that it was a text message because I still had my volume up and, of course, my notifications on. So I was like, okay. When I finally checked my phone, I was like, y'all, the message was from my most recent ex. Now, keep in mind, our relationship has been officially over since the fall of 2019. So I was just looking like, okay, he had left me alone, and I was grateful because it had taken a while for him to step back and stop bothering me. Because y'all, he would call me. I would go to my job. He would call me, text me, and all this stuff. I'm on my way to work. That stressed me out. Like, I'm stressed out. Like, I hadn't cried or nothing over him, but it was just the fact that he would call me. And I guess because we had been together so long, I just felt like, you did all this. You didn't even have the common courtesy to sit down with me and say, hey, I left you, and this is the reason why. Like, you never sat down to say, hey, nothing, whatever. And you just left me for the side heifer, your main side heifer that you impregnated. That's all I knew. And I basically found that out after the phone call came through from him, and she immediately took over the call. Because he was there with her. Instead of him being here with me all weekend, he had packed a bag to go be with her, to be with her while she was having an abortion that never happened. Or at least at that time, it wasn't going on, because she told me that she was very much pregnant. So she doesn't know why he was telling me that an abortion was happening. I was like, well, that's what he told me that he was doing. So she was like, well, yeah, we're going to have a conversation about that when I get off the phone. And proceeded to talk to me for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Child, I could not believe the foolishness. So anyway, y'all, to make a long story short yet again, the gist of the text message was him asking if we could link up one more time, because he's about to start traveling. Traveling where? I don't know. Don't care. Ain't got nothing to do with me. And, you know, because sex, that was the one thing that was amazing about our relationship in his eye, was that the sex was great. He has told me before that the sex with me was the best out of everybody he's ever been with. I can't tell, because every time I looked up, he stayed cheating on me left and right, up, down, all around. and he would come back to me, and he would still go back out in the street. So how sex the greatest with me when every time I look up, you spreading somebody else's thighs and butt cheeks? I'm not understanding. So anyway, with no regard to my existence, not giving a care in the world about me. So anyway, child, I just be looking like, okay, if you say so. So he has repeatedly said that the sex has been the greatest with me and all that. And in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, I don't even know. Whatever, it is what it is. I mean, I was putting him to sleep. I am the type of person that when I'm in a relationship with you, when it comes to sex, I'm trying to set it off. I'm trying to make it so that you are looking at me like, where did you come from? Because of the moves that I'm putting on you. Yes, that's the type of time that I try to be on. And I mean, he just wasn't deserving. It is what it is. So I debated on whether or not I was going to respond, because he even was like, oh, well, if you got down, basically if I got down to a certain part, and, he thanked me for basically reading that far if I did get down to the end of it, because it was like 3 separated parts that he sent me within one message. So I was just like, okay. So yeah, y'all, it just be so much audacity in all of the world that I'm not understanding where these people be finding all this audacity, child. So anyway, now that I finally gotten this pretty much done, for those of y'all who don't know, I'm using this. And this is the type of stuff that once it dries, it's back to my original hair color. So this right here is going to look like product, but it's literally my gray hair because I gray the most right there. So, but everywhere else, for the most part, is going to be my hair color dried. This is about to start drying. This is still pretty wet and all that. I'm going to do some finger coils and all that stuff in a few of these spots. So it is what it is. So anyway, back to the foolishness. So when I did decide that I was going to respond, I said something to him to the effect of, first of all, you and your ex are still trying to think of the word that I used, still hacking into my phone. It'd be nice if y'all stop doing that, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Because when she first started hacking into my stuff and his stuff, which is how she found out about my existence, I was just like, girl, I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. But yeah, it was just a situation where I was just like, girl, my phone started doing something. It does this thing where it'll like vibrate, do like a random vibration, but there's no message that has come through. And it's as if it's updating her on what might have been new that has come through on my phone or whatever, like for her to just have a constant, way to track me. And, my whereabouts, what I'm doing, all of this. And I'm just like, I don't understand the obsession. It literally did not start until he was involved with her, and her financial planner or whoever it was had dealings with her and was like, I don't trust him, meaning my ex, and I think he might be after your money. Little did she know it wasn't even about the money, even if he has ever had any type of interest in her money. It was the fact that we were together. So they looked into his phone records and saw that I was the person who he was contacting the most. And so she ended up tracking my phone and his phone and saw that there must have been some kind of connection, like what's really going on here. She got into all of my accounts and all this other stuff, child. So anyway, I'm just like, that's why I started off the way I did. I was like, it would be nice if y'all would stop hacking in my phone, because to me, y'all together. I don't know if y'all together now, but in my mind, y'all were together. She never stopped hacking into my phone. All of that started, that particular indication of my phone being hacked into started once she started looking into him, and it has not stopped. It has not stopped. I've got a new phone. I'm thinking, oh, I got a new phone, and maybe that's it. Once I got a new phone, it was still happening. And so I was just like, that has to be, because For me, I was like, maybe it's something else. No, had the same number. And once I upgraded my phone, as soon as I turned it on, before I even started texting people and all this other stuff, it started doing it again, and there was no message coming through. Like, y'all, I just cannot. And like, it just did it again. Like, it's so annoying. Like, why are you so pressed over me when I'm someone who wants nothing to do with him? I want nothing to do with this person. He and I were together for 10 years. That was a waste of my life. That's time I cannot get back. I'm going to need for you to want more for yourself and your child if you were able to give birth to that child. Like, trying to speak to her, woman to woman. Because it's like, you found out about the situation and he did, leave me for you. But was that amazing? Was that an amazing feat of some sort? I hope you don't think that was amazing, because he did me dirty for literally no reason. Literally no reason. So I'm just like, girl, please don't think that I'm pressed over him. I have not even cried. I have never shed a tear over him. Not the first. I can have somebody hook me up to a lie detector test right now to prove that, because that is something that really surprised me. Because I'm the type of person, when a relationship over, I cry hard about it. I'm very, very hurt about it. All of that. I did not cry, not even an angry tear. Not the first tear, not to this day, over him. So, yeah, I just want you to go somewhere and get healing and want better for yourself. Please stop stalking me. Please stop it. I thought you would have learned by now that I want nothing to do with him. And whatever I'm doing that has nothing to do with him, you shouldn't be concerned with that either. I don't care about your existence, your child's existence, or his existence. So I would like for you to stop worrying about my existence. Thanks. So anyway, he done reached out, trying to get some box, trying to get some goat throat, as some of the people like to call it. I wanted to think very carefully before I started sending messages to him, because y'all have to be mindful that part of me was like, I'm not going to give this a response. I'm not even going to dignify this with a response. But then another part of me was like, you know what? There were a lot of things I never got a chance to say because he just left. Like, he left. And like, he would come in here whenever I wasn't at home 99% of the time and get stuff, anything that he had left behind and all this other stuff, and finally left the keys, all of that. So we never had a proper goodbye. He never came to me and said anything to me as a man, as if, hey, I'm not happy, and explain to me what's the reason why, and then we went our separate ways. No, that's not what happened. He just literally lied, told me, all right, I'll be back Monday. I'm going to go with her. I'm going to go where she is. I mean, even said he was going to go get a room somewhere that was not with her because they're not together and he isn't cheating anymore. Like, he did the most, and it was lying when he had packed a whole suitcase to go be off with her. Like, it's like, what was the reason for the lie? But anyway, so yeah, y'all, I just can't. This man, so basically, anyway, y'all, I put within the messages that you just don't know. Like, and this is in no particular order. I basically told him that the experience that he got with me when we were together is only a drop in the bucket, because it really is. After our relationship was over and I healed, and eventually sexual situations presented themselves, things were happening that I never knew would happen for me. Like me enjoying vaginal penetration from somebody else's Johnson. Never in life enjoyed it, ever, in the slightest. With him, I can count on one hand and not even fill up my hand with how many times I ever had an orgasm from his when I was with him for 10 years. We were screwing almost every day that my period wasn't on or he was out fighting and bopping. No, with this guy, every single time we did things, my soul left my body. Never knew that was possible. And I'm saying it like this because there are some things that with some people, like the main thing with them is, oh, well, the sex was so amazing with my ex. And they are easily able to just go back to that and keep on going back to that as if there's nothing better out there. And they would just be like, man, you just don't understand that sex is so good. I'd just be like, no, and in my mind, the way that I'm set up when it comes to a relationship, when it's over with, I'm done with you. I don't feel like, oh, well, I'm just going to give me a piece of that because I know that's good. I just can't. For me, that don't work like that for me. I can't do it. So whether the sex had been good or not, I wouldn't have been double dipping. I wouldn't have been going back to it. He done rolled up on me a few times since our relationship has been over and has requested to try to get with me like that. And I can't. He thought that we were going to be able to be friends with benefits. No, thank you. I don't even want to be in the same room with you. I don't want to knowingly be in the same room with you after what you put me through. I reiterated the fact that he has pulled a gun on me twice, and that I had to come to the realization that this man does not love me and has never loved me. And I'm just like, I'm very in tune with people. So it's like, once I know the type of time you on and that you, like, you've done me dirty, why would I want to have you in my life in any capacity when I know you've done me dirty? Especially since we ain't got no kids. This isn't a situation where I have to be around you. So no, I'm good where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. I don't want no parts of it. So yeah, these were things that I mentioned because basically, and I told him straight up, I said, you have abused me in every way except physical. And I'm very thankful that it never went there, because he is the type of person where it's quick to go there. I'm very shocked it hasn't happened to me though, because the anger that he displays, I'm pretty sure some of his folks might have been shocked to find out that he never laid a hand on me. Yeah, it's very, very, very shocking to say the least. But yeah, y'all, I just can't. I'm not trying to be funny. It's like, I never knew what laughing to keep from crying meant until I became a social worker. Yeah, it's a lot. Anyway, I said that. I let him know that, like I said, the experience that he had with me when we were together, it's nothing in comparison to what it is now. He would never be able to keep up with me even on my worst day. And I gave an example, my personal experience with the person whom I was able to have a lot of sexual liberation with. I had sex in a way that, well, let me put it like this. I enjoyed sex in a way I never thought was possible, because he sat there and learned my body. He learned what my body liked. I never once told him any of the things that I have ever experienced that I like. He just figured it out. And he did an amazing job with that. He enjoyed learning my body and what it likes. My ex was, let me get in here, get mine, and go on about my business. And when I would try to be in the mood with him, every single time, because I have went through so much sexual trauma in my life, it's like he wasn't understanding of that. He didn't care about that. He's a narcissist. So why, I don't even know why I even thought that he would care. But anyway, it's like somehow he always knew when I would meditate and I would say to myself, you know what, I'm going to enjoy this experience. I'm speaking great things into the atmosphere about sex, that I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to love this experience. And I really wanted to. That's the thing. I really wanted to love having sex with the person that I'm with. This is somebody who I thought I was going to marry at some point, but I didn't. 99% of the time, I did not enjoy what was happening sexually. And those days when I would sit there and I would meditate and all that stuff, and I would really calm my body down, clear my mind of everything that could possibly block me from enjoying sex with him, he would come from out of nowhere, y'all. I swear, like clockwork, and be like, well, you don't like sex? Like we trying to be in the middle of it, and he'll be like, well, you don't like sex? You don't like sex? Then let us be looking like, who just comes out of nowhere and just ruins like he really would ruin the mood. So you done already took me all the way out of the mood. So at this point, I'm back into survival mode. Let me just do what I got to do to get him off, so I can go to sleep at this point, because it's like, but that was his fault, whether he wants to admit it or not. I would try to be present and do what needed to be done so that we both could have an enjoyable experience. But he just always had to have a way of just ruining it, and I just didn't understand, because I always would go in and instantly just say, I want to do this to please my man. I want to make sure, like, I always had a game plan. I just always been that person. I always felt like you ain't gonna never say that the reason why our relationship ended is because of sex. You gonna never say the sex was terrible and that's the reason why she wasn't giving up no sex, so I had to go out and find other folks. That's the reason why our relationship ended. You ain't gonna never be able to say that about me, because when I heard and found out through research and all that finances and sex were the leading reasons behind people getting divorced and not staying together and all that stuff, for me, I was just like, oh no. You ain't gonna say that about me. Anytime you want it, I'm saying yes. I don't care if I'm not in the mood, it's gonna happen. All of that. And I'm gonna put that's the thing. I would put all my focus into making sure that he was satisfied. I don't care. I personally don't care about my own satisfaction. That's how selfless I was in my relationship. I did not care about myself at all. I did not love myself. I did not care about myself. And I was just like, whatever he need, whatever he want, that's what it need to go towards. Let all my energy go towards him. Forget me. Forget that I exist. I just need to make sure he good. And that's not the way to be. I didn't realize that was terrible until it was too late. And I had totally messed my own self up. Didn't realize that I was doing more damage than good. Had no idea. So yeah, I ain't want to be hurtful within those messages, so I didn't say to him, well, sex with you wasn't great, so why do you think I want to sign up to be linking up with you? Like, no. Or to even prove to you that sex with me apparently is beyond amazing, for you to experience that and get your life, like, you would be winning. Like, no. I wouldn't get anything out of the deal. Like I straight up told him, I would get nothing out of the deal because you can't keep up with me. He would not be able to hang with me, y'all. I'm talking about on my worst day, he would not be able to hang. I don't care how much working out he has been doing still. I don't care. He would not be able to do it. He would not have the stamina. I don't know where that child, I always say child, boy and all that. I don't know where that man get that stamina from. Have no idea where he gets it from. But the only reason why he's able to even keep up with me is because I was allowing him to go to sleep. Y'all, when I tell y'all we having sex 2 to 4 hours at a time, wasn't no stopping to go eat and do all that. Every now and again, maybe you can get you a little water break in. No. And like, he started to get with the program, because one day we was doing some things and he came. I thought he was good, whatever. He came in the bathroom. Oh, he was just like, what you doing? Oh, okay. Conversation over with. Oh, it's back to game time. All righty then. I am here for all of that. So anyway, like, y'all, I don't know. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know why our paths crossed, but I have never felt like this about sex. I've never had a problem discussing sex, but what I wanted to come across in the actual act itself, I never thought it would be on this level, and I live for it, and I feel like I have an insatiable appetite. To be clear, I am celibate. I've been celibate for a little while now, and I have been tempted. I was very tempted the week of my birthday. I could have had it the way I wanted it and then some. I could have literally been flown out to be pleased for the week of my birthday when I was already off work. But I said to myself, no, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. But anyway, y'all, yeah. But I let him know, like, can't do it. And I had to come to realization, sir, you didn't even love or care about me. So why would I sit up here? Like, that makes no sense. Why would I, after all of these realizations, after I finally had my eyes open to who you really were, why would I do that? Like, you had everything and then some in me. You had somebody who was willing to do anything for you. But you started cheating on me within 6 months of our relationship beginning. I moved away from all I knew to be with you. This was me. That was the first moment where I was proving to you that I'm here for you. You ain't even have a job like that. Like, he had a job, but it was the money that he had coming in wasn't nothing. I was paying bills. I was doing a whole lot of ignorant, stupid stuff that I had never been taught to do. I was always taught the opposite. My parents told me that when I get married and when I deal with somebody, they need to be able to take care of me because my daddy take care of my mama. My mama ain't never had to work unless she wanted to. That's what my parents believe. They believe in the man taking care of all the bills. If you go out on a date, the man pay for all that. Like, I'm just saying, it is what it is. So, for me, I was like, oh, well, I don't think it gotta be like that. I could go half on the bills. I could pay for the date sometimes. He pay for them sometimes. And the only thing that was the same as my parents was I was cooking all this stuff from scratch, setting it off, whatever. But yeah, y'all. That was my week. I am actually about to, what time is it? I'm about to see. Oh, that's my friend. I'm about to see if I can try to take a nap within the next hour or two so I can get me a little nap in before this gathering because I really want to see her and some of the other people I hadn't seen in a while. And I'm hoping and praying the side heifer won't be there. She was at the meetings today and the married man was there and it was just sad. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all later. I'll give y'all an update on what happened. Bye.